What is up, guys? Dirju here, back with another video for you guys. This one I am really excited about because it's a game that I have been sitting waiting forever. I remember watching a video released back for this back in like 2018. And I remember then thinking this is going to be a fucking awesome game. And I'll flash forward to now. I have it. Uh, I have it on my PS4 as well. I'm just play like game sharing with someone. So I mean, I've already played a little bit of this game. I get a little bit of the concepts of it. So it's not like I'm going into this completely blind. But at the same time, I haven't really looked up anything for this game. So like, we'll just have to kind of see how it goes. So I'm going through like I know like there's a whole entire system between the good and bad, like light and dark. And then you basically get to build up your character. If you want him to be like, more of a light character, well then you can do that. If you want him to be more like, a dark character, you can do that. If you want him to be in between, you can. Just like if you commit to one side, you do get like the really good moves for that, like light or dark, way more quick. So, like say if you sit there and you level up only your light like stuff, you will get better like light power ups quicker. Opposed or vice versa, I guess, if you do that with the dark. But because there's like, I believe until you start unlocking them, it's like level 5 on light, and then like level 10 for light, and then 15, 16, and so on. So it's like, yeah, you kind of just want to pick one to go with, and then, if you decide either if you want to do a different one, but you're already so far committed, you can always make a new character for this game. It's just one of those things, like, this game seems like it's really easy to hop back and forth between characters. And I don't know what I've played of this game so far. I fucking love it. I'm just doing like a more like less exclusive like recording on my PC, so every single bit of gameplay you guys will see on here will be without me playing in between. Because if I want to play this game in between making these videos, I could just do it on my PS4 and figure out things a little bit more. But I will make a whole new type of character. So I've been doing like a mixed character, like good, on my PS4, and this time, I want to do a bad character. I want to see how evil I can really get in the game, because I guess this is something I always like doing in games, like given the option to be good or bad. I wanted to see how bad you can really get into it, so I guess that's what we're gonna do today. From what I can tell, these are supposed to be like cat characters. I think, I don't know, it's a little weird, but the amount of depth that's actually with this game is insane. I use FIP for one of my PS4 just because the intelligence is higher. Little did I know that, yeah, it's a good starting boost, but you can basically even out everything throughout your playthrough of it. Like, the way I could describe this game, it's like, I guess like Fallout mixed with like Batman combat, mixed with just a bunch of different elements of other RPG games. Like, this game tried to be the most ultimate RPG game that there is, and like it has like almost Dark Souls like style like feel to it. Like, I don't know, it's really weird. I guess you'll see here in a minute once I get into it. But yeah, so if I'm picking this character, I think I decided I want to use this one. Uh, is the definition of ideal breed. Its evolutionary linear has gone in the direction to where the form has appearance is dominated over function. So I'm gonna use this one. This is the one I decided. And like, as you see, like as you adjust this, it can make your character look really, really weird. That's a little creepy. I like that. Like the in between. Yeah, I like that. I like that look. Looks like he's really gonna be up to no good. Oh, Jesus.
Choose a genetic resilience.
As you see in my arm there, of the color, it's plays in towards like what I want to choose right off the bat. Like if I choose cold, as you see the blue, so I go more into purple and like so forth. It just cycles kind of through the characters. My one I did before was in between biohazard and heat, but this time with a bad character, I'm gonna be radioactive. All 25 radioactive.
Choose your first style.
And like, what I've noticed with a lot of these is that, like, yeah, the fur kind of can change a lot, but at the same time, in some instances, it doesn't really seem like it changes all that much between the two, like, kind of combine two of the other designs, but I just still think it's cool how far, like, the customization went on this game.
Pick your main color.
Go with more of a grayish look here for this first part here.
Choose your detail color.
Yeah, make this part like black. That looks a little weird. Yeah, I'll go
Pick
like
your main
this.
color.
Oof. Decisions of what to go with. Alright, we'll go with this red color here. Actually, we'll go with... I like that
Choose your
orange with the
detail
black.
color.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, we'll go with
Pick
this.
a commander. Deadeye.
So now here's where it's cool, where you have like the 5 different classes you get to choose from. My other
Commando.
one I use Commando, which is cool
Cypher.
because it's
Commando.
very reliant on
Deadeye.
guns, as you see there. Like that one with the
Commando.
pistol. Like this one was the assault rifle.
Saboteur. Sentinel.
Dual wheel right off the bat.
Saboteur.
Yeah, we'll do
Saboteur
this one.
chosen.
That gives me the type of fucking vibes I'm going for with this character. Yes, I am ready to start.
Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story
Alright,
that's
made
already
that hop.
begun.
Yeah.
We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living.
So this is like, this is gonna be my first, like, this is your first choice between like good and bad here. If you go to the left, it'll be bad. If you go to the right, it'll be good. You'll see
But
the
for
devil and
you,
angel character.
It's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
So I'm gonna go
Allow me
darkest
to
red.
introduce myself. I'm the dark side of you. Your inner voice, to be precise. An echo of the balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
I am one with the darkness.
Can't believe you'd choose that thing over
Believe
me.
it, bitch.
But I'll be here waiting for you when you have a change of heart.
So this game is a constant back and forth between good and bad for at least your decisions. Like this game tries to make you conscious of what you're doing.
That thing? I'm right here. Let me remind you, we're two halves of the same. With the difference being I'm the better half.
So like, this is like, at least what I came, so on my PlayStation I've done about like, I want to say 7-8 hours of playthrough so far, maybe 9. And like, I've come across, I think, 12, 13 different opportunities to go between good and bad. Of course, there was a while there where I just sat there and ran this map
Better half.
because
My
it's
way
huge.
is both better and brighter. Light makes it easier to see the best end.
Like, I was just running in one direction thinking, like, when am I going to come to an end? And then I just kept going and going and going, and I kept coming across harder people. But, like, the loot system on this game is awesome. Like, I was finding stuff left and right, just building stuff all the time. Like, this game is just so good.
The best end is the one you decide yourself. And it seems we're headed in the right direction.
Bam. Damn. Brutal. Okay. So now there's my dark, somewhat dark for now, just because it was the first decision leading off
Guess
towards it.
left can be right sometimes.
I remember when I chose, at first I chose the bad at first, and then I was like, oh no, actually I want to be good, but it actually gave me both auras, so it was kind of
Stories
crazy.
of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others.
Alright.
Do you remember the beast that shattered your family? Or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger.
And this game is definitely trying to push off the message of like believe in yourself. You are responsible for your own actions, but at the same time, you could be just a little prick about a lot of things too, which I've noticed. Reload system's pretty cool. It's like it's intense, like as I said, it kind of reminds me of like Dark Souls in a way, just by the way that this boss fights like engage, and it's just as intense. I feel like because some of these can be really hard. Some honestly are pretty easy depending on the weapon that you have. Come on, dude. Badass little scene here. It's just this gameplay just reminds me so much of Batman. It's just
Better make a run for it.
ridiculous.
This is not the time nor place to end this story.
And I'm trying to do my best of not talking when this guy talks. Sometimes I get caught in a fucking thought and he starts speaking. So I'm trying my best of not trying to talk over him just so you guys can hear the dialogues. I think it's cool. I'm not 100% for sure, but I think it's the guy that also voices the like narration for Little Big Planet. I played that game a lot when I was younger, so I thought that was pretty cool. At least he sounds similar to it, which is like I guess that familiar feeling, which is pretty cool.
This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The Predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the Tree of Life started to die.
So I'm just messing with my screen here right now. Alright. Towards with them and range attack. Reload your ranged weapon, press right bumper. Cannon is used for dodging using mutations and performing special attacks. When you're out of ki, you will be unable to perform these actions. Your ki energy regenerates both in and out of combat. So very standard, I guess, to a lot of RPGs. Like, I feel like this game was trying its best to give like a familiar feeling, but at the same time be its own completely unique experience at the same. Like, I don't know, I feel like these guys did really good. And this part right here, boom. That's fucking awesome. Catch anyone. As long as you parry perfectly and you fucking nail them back, you just knock them up there, and just you'll be able to unleash any combo you have. Sorry, I'm just having some issues here with my monitor. Everything's fine. A piece of shit right now. Display quality. Oh. Oh, too much contrast too. Oh, it's a saturation. All right. Put this way down. This everywhere. Electro mod. Obviously, I want to add that on. Gun. To attach the special effects add-on, select it through the consumable quick menu. To open the menu and hold up. Alright.
A climb stringer? How unusual. The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways.
Ooh, back up out of that. Ooh, yeah. God, I just love the combo system in this game. So they did a lot of things in this game, honestly. Like, it's just such a good game. If you haven't watched any videos on it, I would. Obviously, you're watching this one. But other than this, like, actual more in-depth stuff, that actually going into it, because, like, I don't know, this is a game, it's just been doing, I don't know, I like the way it's been making, like, it's very interesting. They keep it very, very interesting the entire time. And I think that's what I really, really appreciate about it. There hasn't been a single part where I was like, oh wow, this is boring. It's all been just like, I've just been so engaged, just I can't look away. It's just so good. All right. All right, here we go. And there's a bunch of stuff in the environment you can use. The weapons, honestly, on this game are kind of ridiculous. The gun itself, like you could get some actual like assault rifles besides the actual like these things, and like just the every single part of the guns are basically customizable with each other as long as they fall within the same class. And like you can make some super good guns. Like say if you get like in other RPG games, say like you'll get one like piece of armor and you're like, oh wow, I really like the stat that this armor gives, or like I really love like the actual level this piece of armor is, but I wish you could go with this thing. Well, this game thought that through a little bit, and they made one of the best crafting systems I've seen in a game. Sadly, I don't have it unlocked right here at this moment. Hopefully that comes up soon, so you guys can actually see how insane this game is. Oh, I gotta get him next to this. Oh, he's next to it. Oof. Oh, he got a good one on me there. And the best thing about this game too is that the different type of melee, because like with a lot of games when they have like a certain type like of like melee combo system and they have a bunch of different things, they'll just make like the same combos for like no matter what type of like weapon you're using, like melee wise. Like it could be more of a slasher, more of a hammer, but you'll have the same moves. This game made it to where there's different animations for all of them, which is pretty fucking sweet. But it just takes a little bit to get used to them. Like, but everything just looks so satisfying on this game. Like, I don't mind sitting there with the same combos at first, just because like it's still.
Look,
By the time it
the
wears off,
emergency
you're already
box
getting a
in the
new move,
console.
basically. So it's
Then
pretty cool.
inside, that
This
pipe looks
way.
weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it.
And for being a game that has just came out too, like I barely come across any bugs in it. Like the bugs I have come across have not been a big deal because I know they'll
The
be stuff
Morgs
that's more than
produce
likely adjusted
biomatter
in the
their multi-organs,
first
their
patch that
shed
comes out.
under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you.
But yeah, this is like one of those games that if you're looking for a really good single player game that has like a lot of depth, I feel like this would be the game for you just because it is just so different and it just draws your attention. Like on my PlayStation, like I'm at like 9 hours and I just stopped just because I didn't want to burn myself out just for making this video. Because then I would get to the point where I wouldn't want to stop playing because, you know, I'd be so far ahead on one end of it. And this is going to be interesting because I'm going to go back and forth basically between doing like a good build when I'm playing by myself and when I'm playing on this, you guys will see how the bad build turns out.
Wonder who put it here.
Which, if it's anything like how Cyberpunk made me feel for doing the worst story mode, like, way possible, it's going to make me feel like a piece of shit, probably. Because I don't know if, like, you played Cyberpunk at all and, like, sat there and tried to get the worst ending you possibly could get for it. It'll make you feel like a real piece of shit, I'll tell you that much. Ugh. I sat there with my head down for like 15 minutes, like, what the fuck did I just do? Oh, it was terrible.
Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home.
So just me, or did he like read that as slow as he possibly could? Like, what the fuck? So one thing I have to say is a little bit annoying is the dialogue at times seems like it takes forever, but it's interesting. His little comments, because like there's not an actual language that they speak that we can understand. The narrator translates everything all the time. What the narrator is, you see a little bug on my shoulder there? That thing is talking to like us the entire time, translating everything for us. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so this is the puzzle. So you found a puzzle that's scattered around the world. Some open new paths while others offer different rewards. To switch between nodes and select use, up and on the left stick, down on the left stick. To rotate with the nodes, left bumper, right bumper. This is the number of rotations you have left. The higher your intellect, the more you moves you have. Each node has a certain position. It must be rotated to complete the puzzle if you're running out. So like that means like I haven't came across a time where like a puzzle has been too hard and I haven't been
Just a
able to
few
beat it
moves
within the
left.
moves.
Make them count.
Like right that one, like you just basically line up the colors. Like that's literally it. Like there's been one that used like you had to make a certain sequence out of it, but like
There
I
are
looked at it
few
for a second, it was
records
like
of the
boom.
chain of events that
Like
led to
it's
the
they're
big
not hard
apocalypse
puzzles, at least what
eons
I've come
ago.
across. Of
But it's
course, they can
clear
get a lot
the world
harder.
wasn't
And my
prepared for how
character I was
recklessly the
using on my
Toxanol
PlayStation is
Corporation
like I'm
would
doing
make
like an
its mark
intelligence
on the
build,
world.
so
Their
that could have
rare
a
earth
factor. Because as I
mining
just
and
like said
nuclear
there, like the more
industries
intelligence you
generated
have, you know.
tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right, but no one was prepared to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours.
Ooh.
The sound of spark metal going pew pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt.
Well,
It's
I've
going
done
to
other
take a bit
things
of
to make my brain
puzzling
melt
to
before, so
short-circuit the door.
this should be nothing.
Just a few moves left. Make them count. There you go.
Easy peasy. And that's the one thing that's I like about this game. At first, they don't make anything seem like too hard. I already done one of those.
The wheeled one is
Yeah, it's good, I
outnumbered.
already-
You'd better help him out.
I already played this through, so I already have a good idea what I'm doing. I gotta say though, this dual wheel comboing is way more cool than what I had before. I was just using a one-handed weapon start out build, and then I decided to switch to like a more of like a smashing style. But this two-handed is just flowing. I only have the first combo. Well, I guess the first couple combos.
Now that's a flesh wound.
Oh wow, I fucked that one up.
That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives.
Well, let me fucking get all this loot, damn it, first. Ooh, all this crafting material. I think I'm about to get to the point where I can start crafting. I hope. Oh, actually, I got leveled up. Okay, so leveling up. So this is where, like, it's the same as most RPG games where you build up through your choices you have here. And as you can see, everything that makes a difference, like bartering percentage, like that's better store, you know, luck chances, better loot, better critical chances, you know, movement speed. I'm going for like a melee damage build here. So like as I was doing my last one, I was basically just doing strength, but I'm trying to be a fast dual heal. No, you know what? I'm gonna go with
Nothing gets past
speed first. Yeah, we'll go agility right away. So this is where like I get to upgrade to like my combat. So I'm using dual wield, so I want to get another combo, as you see. So you unlock Super Wung Fu icon. So it's like after you do like this move is a Super Wung Fu, and then this one is too once I unlock it. And once I do this one, then the other one, and go back to the other one, it unlocks a third stage, and that's like your ultimate in the game, which I believe it should be going over that shortly here. I just don't want to get too far ahead of myself here. Oh, okay. So then your bio points. So you go to your mutations. There's your biogenetics, which these are actual like buffs for your character to like use the moth mouth, press the input. So there's like this X, Y, B, A, and like yeah, this is just your different moves. So like yeah, moth mouth is to use moth mouth. Push the input. You have the bound of the facing enemy will affect the small humanoid enemy hit. While affected, enemies will attack their allies instead. So that one's pretty cool. I didn't get that one. My other one, actually, I think I did this one because I was doing more of a toxic build. But now that I'm doing more like a biohazard, yeah, this one seems pretty cool. But there's also the resistances, so I can like build up my resistance. So like I build like my first one was anti-radiation. It's at 25%, and like this will come into like so different biodomes, and the place will have like more radiation. It'll have more like biohazard. It'll have a bunch of cold. It'll have extreme heat, and these resistances really come into handy for that. Like eventually, you will get to the point where like you'll have this mech suit you're running around in that will like help protect, but like there's still times you have to get out of it. So it's like you know Borderlands in that sense, where you have like when you're driving around, you get to a point where you can't continue, you have to hop out and go to like the thing. Like that's almost exactly like how it is on this game. Like this game took a lot of the good aspects of games and just put it into here, and I just love it. It's like everything you could ask for. They don't, like maybe if this game wasn't first person, that would be cool because I love first persons. But at the same time, I can really enjoy a good third person, especially when it's done up this good.
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed.
See, I like the way that these creatures speak. I love their dialect.
There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true.
But I really like, yeah, the way that they speak. Like, it's like every single creature has like a different way of speaking. It's weird, but it's cool at the same exact time.
And sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark. How Lupa Lupin somehow left you alive after his raid on the old village. He must have had a purpose with that. The question is, what? There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end.
So this game is like your character doesn't remember anything that happened, so he's trying to piece everything together.
He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have.
And as you come across certain spots, you have flashbacks.
It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land.
And like some of the things you replay are pretty brutal. Like, ugh, it gets pretty fucking nuts. Like this story has so much depth to it, and like it has like the same aspect of like how Middle Earth has, to where you know you fight the commanding bosses, whatever. You can have them stay alive and fight for you. Like that's the same exact like thing you also do in this game too. It's kind of cool.
The impending threat of the World Eaters bringing down the Tree of Life is ever so close. He also worries about the Jagni tribe that's actively working for a doomsday and purging of the world. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
Okay, yeah. So here's gonna be one. This is the first flashback. So this is how like the game catches you up to speed, and then also your characters remembering because you're just having a flashback and you're playing through the flashback. And with some decisions, like as you saw there, like I got some light there. Like sometimes it seems like you really don't have a choice between because you're just kind of going back and forth. Like the game wants you to ponder if you want to be either good or bad. And once you get to a certain point, it's kind of like, yeah, you get to choose either which one you get to commit with. I just think it's funny how this guy
Asks if you
communicates.
are tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Mooma knows you are here. Sounds like he thinks she does, despite your heart growing dark. There's nothing as powerful as a Mooma's love.
Oh, I'm also going to be a snarky character too. Like I'm trying to be evil and snarky.
He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people.
Fuck the potato people.
The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little...
I don't believe in magic.
Magic? He claims it's just the force of life, the existence of energy, powering and connecting all things living.
Yeah, you're
like
doing fucking drugs, bud.
The Nono prefer to hide.
Sounds like to me he's had a really good mushroom trip out in nature or something.
Make one come out of hiding.
All right, I will not. I kind of have to. Ruffled the glitter grass. You know, I just love how like this dynamic it has of going back and forth between like the memory and like not like remembering, and then like yeah, it's cool. And like you basically get to set up like how your character is going back into the past. So like your character won't be able to do one thing and it'll be like, okay, I can't do that, like what the fuck. And then like you will have a memory and then your character will remember you can do it, and then all of a sudden boom, you're doing it. I feel like it's kinda cool.
The Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle. The small tree you saw up there where you met will eventually grow.
The song
into a tree of
reminds
life
me from
and start
fucking
giving
Far Cry
back to
5.
nature. It'll be the heart of the land. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy. You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed.
Oh, thanks.
He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of Nono out there that need to be guided. Oh, it'll need a continuous flux of ki over the 12 months to come. So, countless, he'd say.
12 months. Oh, wow. 20 years?
One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree.
If I remember correctly, I have an option to do something really bad, and I was going through my first playthrough, I looked at it, and I was like, oh. So hopefully what I'm thinking is right, so I can do it and actually get to see out how bad it is. So much depth. Jesus. I just love the background. Like, I honestly, every single time I was like sitting there traveling, I was just mesmerized by just how far you can see back. And right now it's being a little blurry because I have to limit my computer for what I'm recording because I don't have the best PC. So it's like a little bit blurrier than what it normally would be, but ooh. You could just kind of, you could tell how far depth, like how much far the depth is. Like I have it on like the slowest amount of depth I can have just so I don't have any issues right now. But like, this place is mesmerizing.
Now that you've seen the Nonno's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for all of us, everyone. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us. You can already see the effects from how reckless those before us acted, and unless something changes, we're doomed. The land won't survive the side effects of the old world's industrial advances.
It's at home, huh?
He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for
She
you.
only cares about food.
That's not true. She's the reason there's still unity, and the only one strong enough to keep the 6 Wang Fu disciples disciplined. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived.
End of days.
Records tell of the ruinous devastation the Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land. The apocalypse sparked a re-evolution, the Second Coming, and our lineage. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the sea. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved.
Porky Puff.
He claims names have power, so he gave them these names to weaken them. For him, the Porky Puff is particularly personal. It was that carnivorous beast that took his leg.
What a fucking prick.
Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
Wow. Thank you. Alright. Where is the goods? Date, I guess, is also out of supplies for me. Damn.
You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb.
I saw a little graphical glitch there, but it's okay.
Know that the tree of life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the world eaters.
And there is the beginning of Biomutant. This is where I'm going to draw this first video. I feel like this is just like the perfect spot for me just to end it here. It gave you guys a good glimpse of what the game is and kind of gave you an idea of what to expect more. I'm going to try posting this game regularly because I plan on playing this game a lot. And I mean, I'm honestly really like interested in this entire like bad story I'm going with this one. It's actually like I haven't really noticed that much of a difference from it, but there's been a little key things I guess that's been I've noticed a little. 45 minutes into the game just for the intro. Next time, I'll definitely be able to show you guys the crafting system I was talking about. It is awesome. If you want, I would go definitely check out some more like videos on this game because like I like am very adamant on this game being really really good. And I've been just watching the development of this game happen, and now that it's finally here, I'm super excited. Like, had Cyberpunk, I sat there waiting for that one. That was a big disappointment. Like, I played that one on a base PS4, literally with I like because I sat down. I was on a COVID leave for my work because I had it, and I sat down and played Cyberpunk for like fucking. I think I played it for 2 days in a row. Spent 25 hours or so to beat the game because I did a quick build. Like I was a quick run because I wasn't trying to make any friends. I was trying to be the worst person possible. So I wasn't trying to build up any friendships. I was just being a bad guy. Like game crashed on me probably like 40, 50 times. Like not even joking. I had to convince myself, or not really convince myself. I was telling myself, like, oh, I'm just getting hacked. This is the reason why I keep shutting down. Just so I could keep myself fucking sane. Now I can't even pick up the game because it hurts my head instantly, just forcing myself through that. So to actually see a game meet the expectations that I've been sitting here waiting for, it's just super refreshing. This game is super refreshing. It is super fun. And I mean, if you haven't heard about it, look into it. And if you have heard about it, I highly suggest getting this game because, like, I haven't been bored yet playing it. Honestly, I'm one of those type of people that get really bored easily playing a same game for too long, and I have not been bored playing this game yet. That's how much I really enjoy it, and that's saying a lot. And that's saying a lot. So, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully within like a few days I'll make another one just because this video is really easy to make. I mean, I'm not really going to do much editing. I'm just going to kind of give you guys just straight gameplay. If you guys want some little edits in it, like comment down, let me know. If this is just fine, I guess let me know too. Or yeah, I'll just keep doing it because like this game's fun. I'll bring you guys a bunch of content on this game if you want it. Like I will bring it. So thank you for watching, and have yourselves a very wonderful day.